of Vietnam, we are not an island. We belong to a world, and our fate is linked to yours. So yours is linked to us, to ours also. Because of that, your officials think that 1965 we shall be victorious, we shall not need them. We also, we think like that. Of course, if at that time there is some new event or anything disturbing, I'm sure that without us requesting it, your own country will see that it is their own security which is at stake, and it will be your own country which will try to do something about it. So in this affair, I do not think that we should worry too much, because we have the same fate. Whatever happens in my country, we shall not feel it alone. You also, you will feel it. I hear that my daughter seems to be more informed than I. She says that you come from Hungary, and maybe you wish to know if we shall have your same fate. About it, I think that exactly why human justice has improved in the world. It is thanks to judicial error. The more they are monsters, the more people learn. So we are learning from your experience. And I think because of that, because of the geographical position, never the country accept to some different Vietnam.
Question.
Oh, no, I'm ready. I shall hear more.
Mr. McGovern, have somebody there? John?
Seems to me that due to the high press coverage you are given in our country, we are spoon-fed on all the news that's a bit too French, and we fail to
John, could you continue, please?
No, please, will you continue, and slowly, please? I think that not only I, but the whole House agrees with me about the statement and question of that man. Why are you attacked so much? Why your country is attacked so much? What is the chief accusation? That means they themselves, we hear attacks. It is said that we are those dogs which must be drowned because we are mad. As you know that French saying, when one wants to drown a dog, one always says that it is mad. But nobody so far has could prove that that dog was mad. So as long as that act of drowning that dog cannot be proven that it is a beneficial action for humanity because the dog is mad, so it is only a crime. And now, because I could not make myself heard in my country, that I come here not at all to lecture people or to make propaganda, anything. It is just to ask, but why should we be drowned? Why should we be suppressed? Why do you dislike us? So far, people could not tell it, because when they say, they give their reasons, the main reasons. I prefer to read you because they say, for instance, that the Vietnamese regime is not democratic and lacks popular support, But that regime, we must know, that regime, while undergoing a murderous war, costing it during its blackest hours as many as 5,000 casualties per month. You must know that this number is terrible for us, because we are only 14 million people, and 5,000 a month is terrible for us. So, only that number shows you how that fight is terrible in my country. So in spite of that war, Vietnam has held during 9 years of that war 5 elections of universal suffrage, allowing its people to choose their representatives. What regime, even in peacetime, allows its people not only to elect a parliament every 4 years, but also every 2 years, every 2 years, the administrative committees in countryside, hamlets, and in every quarter of each city, whether large or small, hold elections. So the accusation that we are not democratic based on I wonder what. As for popular support, how would we have won if the people did not believe in their cause? If they did not close their hamlet themselves to defend it against the invader? If taken all together, they did not mobilize themselves, accepting the greater sacrifices in this struggle against the communists and putting all their confidences in a regime which is leading them to victory? People have spoken very much about the monks who burned themselves. But those monks who burned themselves because they were incited to do it. The people whom they trust told them falsely that if they accept sacrifices or if they commit suicide, they would Which nirvana more promptly? Nirvana is the Buddhist paradise. Which nirvana more promptly? Because their faith is in danger. Those people have never been able to prove that the faith is in danger, and they have cheated those people to do those things. So far, there are 5 people who accepted those sacrifices. And immediately we hear that this is enough. It is the proof of how strong is the opposition in Vietnam. But if we must count on sacrifices to tell the strength of someone, so Vietnam, the Vietnamese regime must be how much stronger with all those thousands of people who die not at all for the sake of publicity or because they are cheated, but they accept to die obscurely to defend their country, to defend the regime. Finally, there is one thing I wish to remember. How would a regime without the popular support dare to arm all its people? The paramilitary forces who do not live in barracks but among the people are the proof of it. Imagine that we do not have only an army, but all the people who live in the homeless, means nearly all people in the country are armed. So imagine if a government or a regime is unpopular, how can they dare to arm those people? So that is also a truth. I find extremely presumptuous that certain foreigners or those Vietnamese residing abroad, always in refuge on foreign soil, who believe themselves more patriotic than we, the frontline fighters. They ignore the decisions of the Vietnamese people, manifested in free elections, in order to decree that our executive lacks popular support, and to complain at the same time in the most illogical manner that our legislature is no more than a rubber stamp for the executive. About the question of a rubber stamp parliament, I have repeatedly said, but what wrong to rubber stamp the laws we approve? And we cannot. Would one, I ask myself, doubt, for example, the popular support enjoyed by a government and for that reason seek to overthrow it just because its margin of victory over the opposition was narrow? Would one also doubt the legitimacy of a parliament each time that it approves a bill presented by the executive? Here it must still be remembered that the war will not be able to be won militarily if it is not also won politically. And politically, Vietnam has a winning democratic program that it applies with courage and determination. So about this, I wish to tell you this. It is very strange. At our darkest times, last year, when one of our provinces was overrun for 24 hours by the Viet Cong, means the North Communists, everybody predicted defeat, that we were doomed. In 1 year, we had returned the situation of near defeat to near victory. But at that time, those dark times, everybody was saying the war cannot be won militarily if it cannot be won politically. But now, in 1 year that we have proven that the war is won militarily, nobody accepts to cling to their former declaration that since it is won militarily, that means we win also politically. That is it is very illogical. But since we are winning militarily, it shows more than anything else that our policy in Vietnam is healthy, and it helps that victory, military victory. So I think that I have answered to the gentleman a moment ago about his question about Vietnam, and I wish here to repeat to you that you should know that the Vietnamese people, they may be very proud, they are very proud people, but never ungrateful, never. And our aim when we fight communism, and we want so much to win faster, it is the impulse which pushes us. It's not only our personal aim that we must vanquish the enemy, but also because we know that we have in the same boat a great country which has put all its confidence in us. So it is because of that we want to win the fastest we can, and it is to show our gratefulness. We know that gratefulness doesn't mean anything if it is only expressed in words. We want to express in actions. So don't believe all those people who try to demoralize our lives by telling this and that, and by speaking of the anti-Americanism of the Vietnamese and chiefly of the Vietnamese regime. It is absolutely untrue. And the proof of that when it is strange, but when I arrive here, I see many people who come and who ask me, I would be ready to answer many more questions, but I do not want at all to deprive you of your lunch. You will that's why. I wish also to tell you a few words. Surely, I'm sure when I see how you are nice with me, I've never received in the United States such a reception, and I am really moved. I wish to tell you this. Whatever you hear in the world, in the press, which really disappoints you about me, please don't condemn me without giving me the opportunity to answer. So if you hear something like that, just write to me. I shall be very happy to answer. And